Hello and welcome to the Cacoon demonstration video. This video is intended to be much more detailed. It will also be less formal. We assume at this point that you have set up your company through the website steps that we've given you, that you've downloaded the software to your machines, and we are going to take it from the point of logging into your admin panel. So when you log into your web-based admin panel, this is the first screen you will see. Under Edit Company, you will see these are the fields that you set up in your initial task, and they will appear right here, and you can change those as needed. This will be where your company license key is stored in case you forget it, and this is where the latest client software downloads will be stored. Product selections, this is your license count. That can be changed at any time. These are the products that are available to select, and you can change those at any time. You will see here that the default setting for the productivity timer is stealth mode, so unless you enable that, that's what it's going to be. This is where you would change it to enable the productivity clock feature. Categorize websites, track URLs, website content problem notification. This is the SMS feature, and that can also be turned on or off at that point. Payment method is pretty self-explanatory. This is primary contacts. If you remember in your initial setup process, you were forced to create one primary contact. That would basically be the admin of the system. And you see that is what appears right here, and you cannot delete the admin. You can change who that is and how to set it up through right here. Change that information, but you can also add as many primary contacts as you want. You may want to send out emails and notifications to other people who are not directly responsible for management, but they would like to have a copy. You can do that here. They can also receive the SMS notifications by entering their cell phone and their provider and saving those settings, and they will appear right here. Now let's take a look over to the left, and you will see the management tree. This is the admin of the account, and these are the various management levels that have been set up under this account. There's actually only one that will appear initially, and that will be the Stealth Manager. And this, if you will remember, we told you that the users would be added automatically. So when you download the software to your computers and you reboot them, they will appear right here under the Stealth Manager. Now for smaller companies, you probably won't want to add any management levels. This is going to work just fine, but if you have a larger company, you may want to add management levels. So we'll show you how to add a manager. Right here, I right click, by the way. Create, here's the new manager. We're going to call George Jones. How about that? And we will save and update that. Okay, so an email message was sent to Mr. Jones at that email address with that login information that you set up. Now he can log in himself and change his own information. So Mr. Jones now may want to have users report to him, so the admin, which is you, will take and drag and drop someone over to Mr. Jones, whoever is normally going to report to him. However, when Mr. Jones logs into the system, he will not be able to see all of this. He will only be able to see the one user in that case that you dragged to him, or as many as you want to do it in that manner. Management levels can also be created under Mr. Jones again if you want to do that. So you can see there's a lot of organizing that you can do depending on the needs of your business. If you want to take a look here, this is the computer name that appears first. This is the user login name. And we'll take a look at that. You can change those by going to by double clicking that user in user settings, and if you want to change any of those names, you can. Not many people do that. They learn to recognize which computers they are just by how the company names are set up. Okay, let's take a look at a user here. See what kind of reporting we'll see. These are logs of the activity by internet, activity by date. Right here, this tab is by date, and so you'll see the various dates here, and you can actually it shows you the total time spent on the internet per date. You can drill down. We're going to drill down here for this one. Okay. A lot of stuff going on there. Let's go to another date. You see here, this is a Craigslist, 16 minutes. Wonder what's going on there. You see this is the time of day that was accessed, 16 minutes, and that's the URL title. And if you still don't recognize it, you can click on it and it will actually bring up that page that was being accessed. You see here's a bank account. I want to show you something here because this user was using the bank, but if you click on this, it doesn't obviously log you into the bank account. What it will do is it'll log you in to the login of the bank account, and it does not actually log you into the bank account. So that information is safe from that user and safe from you, which is the way it should be. Okay, now these next tabs are activity by site, and you see that these sites are sorted according to the most amount of time spent down to the least amount of time, and of course you can drill down in any of those you want to, and the same type of information is available. These are activity by application. Application reporting is a part of the Cacoon process that is not available under the free version. You see all of the applications that are available and being used by this user, and you can drill down, take a look at anything you want to under this. There's application by date again, and this shows the total amount of times that they were on their computer. So here we go. Let's take a look at Outlook here, for instance. You see a lot of detail here. This is that information that we talked about earlier. And if you need to get more rows, you can do that. Might want to look at Excel. Shows you information like that. Gives you Windows titles as well. Let's go next to notification categories. This allows you to set up as the admin any website categories that you would like to be notified if your employees are using them. For instance, in this example, gambling, games, auctions, and sexuality were chosen. And what will happen is if a user goes to a website that matches against any of these databases, you will receive an email notification and perhaps an SMS notification if you set that up that lets you know that there could be a problem right then, and then you can go on your own and take a look and see if there are any issues. Also, you can block specific websites, not block them, but actually get your warning. So let's say in this instance there was Facebook.com, eBay.com, and you might want to add one here. There's Pinterest.com, and you can save and update that. And then also, if you happen to want to style application usage in your organization, for instance, if computers have solitaire on them but you've told people not to use it, then if they do use it, then you're notified of it immediately. You might also want to configure to where only Internet Explorer is used as a browser, and you can type in these in case they were able to load other browsers on their system, and so it gives you these kinds of options. I'll give you one example. In a smaller company, you may be keeping the books for your company, so you might want to be notified if you're away from the office and somebody accesses QuickBooks. So you would set that up, and if somebody did access QuickBooks while you were gone, you would receive the notification. Now, of course, this doesn't work for larger companies, but you can kind of get the idea. I'm demonstrating this to you because I want to show you how this works. If you were to type only the word quick in here and save it, what would happen is you would also receive a notification anytime QuickTime was used. So it uses that kind of wording so that you need to be careful to make sure that it's the field you enter here is long enough to prevent producing false positives. Also, I want to remind you at this point that you will be getting a weekly summary email. Now, that really the whole system is designed where you don't have to go in and spend a lot of time looking at all this stuff. You want to set it up and forget about it, really is what you want to do. So you'll get a weekly email giving you summary activity of all the users. Each manager will receive it of their group as well, and that way you can see at a glance if there are any issues. And of course you get your notifications that you've set up. If perhaps we didn't answer your questions here, I would suggest you go to the FAQ support tab on the website. There's a lot of information entered there for setting up and answering specific questions, or you can go to the Contact Us section and enter the support tab at that point and send us an email with your question. And especially I'd like for you to take a look at the other videos, the productivity clock and the SMS notification, in order to take Cacoon to its fullest potential in your organization. I hope you enjoyed the video.